5 show-stopping mistakes that senior techies make when starting their own project. So I've been talking to a lot of senior techies, senior developers, engineering managers, product managers, senior managers who've had 8 to 10 years of experience, and now you're at a stage where you know you've outgrown your job, especially with what's going on. You're thinking of starting something on your own, and the journey of the senior techie or the tech leader on this path has 3 main milestones. So you have the first stage, which is like now you know you're overgrown your job and you're thinking about taking the leap, but you're not sure. You have a few ideas, you've been working on them, but you're not quite sure that you can make money from those ideas, and you're kind of in limbo between staying in the job or finding another better paying job, or just jumping ship and starting from scratch, like starting a whole new business. So this is the first stage. The second stage is, I see the tech leaders, they are in a place where they've actually started working on some side projects, right? You've got a few ideas, they have multiple ideas they're working on, but there's one idea that seems very promising, and you're just like focusing on that and working on this and putting some work into that. But you're not sure if it's gonna match your income from the job, and you're in the stage where you're having a lot of brainstorming sessions, you're doing some work on it, but you're kind of like soft quitting on your job at the same time. But you still haven't made the full move and that full leap into the business. And then the third stage is the senior techie or tech leader who has actually taken the leap. Like, you've taken the leap, you've decided, hey, fuck this, I'm jumping ship, I'm starting on my own, doing my own thing. And you've gone into that, but the problem is you thought you could do it by yourself, but things have descended into chaos because life came into the way. Life happens, stuff happens, shit hit the fan, you went into chaos, and now it's like it ain't working, man. It ain't working no more. Like, you ain't making money from the business. Now you're thinking, should I go back into the job? I gotta feed my family, I gotta take care of my family, I don't know what to do. You're in limbo again. So these are the 3 main stages that I see tech leaders and senior techies fall into. 3 main categories fall into on this journey. And on this path, there are 5 catastrophic mistakes that people make that you end up in the situation that you are in right now. So today I'm going to cover these mistakes with a lot of detail, and I'm going to show you how to overcome them and how to flip things around for yourself. The first mistake that I see is for the person in the first category, like indecisiveness. Being indecisive, like sitting in this limbo. Should I find a better job? Should I start my personal project? You're sitting in this indecisiveness. You've got some savings, or you have the job, but you're just draining yourself. This indecisiveness is just draining your time, draining your energy. Why? Because making the wrong decision is 10 times less expensive and less painful than making no decision. Jeff Bezos said that many times, and I learned that the very hard way and a very expensive way, that making no decision is so much more expensive, is so much more painful than making the wrong decision. So just sit there and make a freaking decision. Say, okay, either cut off the cord and start like working on your own project, or just go and find another job. Just work on getting a better job so you can improve your financial situation and you upgrade your career position, because this indecisiveness is creating this kind of passive aggressive vibe in your house. Your partner will start resenting you. Your kids don't know what the hell is going on. You don't see the impact that it has on them, but no one wants to be around someone who's so uncertain, who's indecisive, because that removes your presence from the house, from your loved ones, and that creates distance between you and them. So be decisive. Just make a freaking decision. The second mistake I got here is chaotic creativity. Chaotic creativity is for people like myself who have so many ideas. We're usually ADHD and super smart, very fast learners, but also a lot of ideas. And for people like us, we have a lot of creativity, so much ideas, but we don't know how to channel that. It's very chaotic in your mind and you don't know how to channel it. And I spent so many years to learn this, like it's a lifetime journey for me, because especially with like my ADHD, my OCD, I'm easily distracted and I'm easily obsessive as well. So with this one, you need to learn how to channel your creativity. And this is usually done by focusing on one thing that you know is your closest way to cash, like the idea, the project, the thing that you can make money. You might have made money from that, and you channel all of your creativity towards that until you pierce through and you get out from the other side. And that's what's going to allow you to implement all of the other ideas as well. So that's how you create a little bit of order, a little bit of structure from the chaos, and you need to learn how to systemize that as well so you can scale it. Now, the third show-stopping mistake that tech leaders make is throwing your experience away. So now, between category 1 and 2, you're on this journey from like the first milestone to the second milestone. I see when people make this leap, what happens is that I see a lot of people like throwing all of their freaking experience away. Tens of years of experience in the tech industry or working in a niche market, in a niche data market. They just dump that, throw that away, and they're starting fresh. They're like, hey, I want to go and work some different industry or start a totally different business. What a freaking waste that is. This experience is worth millions if you know how to package it. This experience is worth so much if you know how to package it and sell it to the market. Because in those many years of experience, you have surely come across a problem that your clients have faced, that your company have faced, and you have solved it yourself. I've talked to a couple of tech leaders who already built their career based on that. Like they built something within their company and they have systemized the whole organization, the whole department for the company, and they got promoted so much. And now they want to start on their own, but they're starting something totally different. And I'm like, bro, this is a no-brainer. You can literally pick this thing up and go and sell it to other companies. So that's millions, that you're leaving millions on the table if you don't repackage your existing journey and your existing experience and you sell it to the market. And here, what we want to do is you have two options, like two ways to repackage your experience. Either doing a SaaS business that you spotted a problem during your experience, like in your time in this company, you saw a problem and you have an idea to solve it. So you build a SaaS to address that, and you go and sell it to the clients, the companies that match the people that you worked with in your job. And then the other option is having a coaching or consulting offer. You could do that either B2B or B2C, helping the people who were in your shoes 5 years ago. And you show them how you overcame whatever challenges that you've done, and you get paid for that. So that's your option for making use of your experience and not throwing it down the drain. Now, the fourth show-stopping mistake is, this is a huge one. Like this is a big one. Skipping the inner work. And I've seen people waste hundreds, like between myself and my friends, we've lost like 600K plus on this one step alone. And the way how this transpired, how this unraveled beautifully, is that you start on this journey and you think you can do it on your own, and also you think that like, hey, it is what it is. Like you just start these random partnerships in your business, and you start partnerships in your personal life as well, without really having a good understanding of yourself. You've gotten away with this in your career so far because, hey, it's a job. Like, you do what you gotta do and you get paid for it. It's all good. It's all fun and games. When you enter the business world, it's a different ball game, because the entrepreneurship journey is the ultimate rites of passage, and it's gonna bring your darkest shadows and your biggest fears out to the surface, and that's where things start to unravel. And here, if you don't do the inner work, you're either going to sabotage your business partnerships and lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in the process. I've seen people done that. Like, I'm speaking from my experience, and I've seen people lose so much on partnering up with the wrong people in business and with the wrong partners in marriage as well, which ends up in very messy divorces, very messy lawsuits, catastrophic type shit, and losing so much money in the process. And this usually happens because we haven't integrated parts of ourselves. And you can only do that when you do the inner work. And when you don't integrate parts of yourself, you're not being honest with yourself. You attract dishonest people into your life who screw you over. Now, in marriage and in partnership, any partner can be a good partner, but when you do the inner work, you need to start embodying the honesty and the dream version of yourself. And that's how, if your partner rise up to the occasion, you can both grow together. But if they don't, at least you're aware of it. And the same applies to business partnerships as well. The key point is, doing the inner work is an absolutely crucial step, especially on the path of entrepreneurship. And you want to think about this as an iterating and pivoting, and understanding yourself better and defining a clear mission for yourself as well. All of this happens when you start doing the inner work. That's how startups succeed, and they do so many iterations and pivots. The iterations and pivots you do for yourself are going to help you get closer and closer to your mission, and that's going to reflect on your success on this journey as well. Now, the fifth trap here is overestimating the time and the money that you have. And I've seen a couple of tech leaders do this. They think that, hey, I've got this cushy job, it's paying me well, I'm going to work on these projects and lay low for a while until I match the job income and I can take the leap. The problem here is, you think you can do it on your own, and also there's an element of like slowly draining yourself, slowly draining your time and your energy, and soft quitting. The biggest risk here that you're taking is soft quitting from the job, which means now the experience that you have has become less and less valuable with time. And you're spending all this time building these new projects, and you ain't following a proven path and a battle-tested framework for starting your own project and making money from it. So you start getting into these loops of having brainstorming sessions here and there, working a little bit on this project, but this project, hey, now it seems a little bit more shiny. You don't have anyone to keep you focused on the path, so you start dispersing your energy, and that's when chaos starts to creep back in. You think you have it together, but as time and money are running out, you slowly descend into chaos, and that's when you start losing control of the whole situation. So, and this also applies to people who've already taken the leap and they're living off of their runway, but they ain't following a proven path, and they're not getting the help that they need to stay on board. And the reason I stress on getting the guidance here is because for us, the soulful, the warrior types, we are not built to work on our own. Like, I know some people can do it on their own. Like, I've seen people like sit down and just like plow through the freaking thing and brute force the whole thing and come out the other end succeeding. But I've also seen them burnt out eventually. for us, the soulful types, we cannot go through this journey by ourselves because we need people who are beside us, and we need the soul partners beside us, not just any kind of people. We need soul people that gives us the energy that drives us, that energizes us, so we can continue on this path. And this is why I stress on seeking guidance from a place of power rather than forcing yourself to do it in a time of chaos. You always have a choice. You can always choose to get the help when you're on top, where you have your savings, where you have the time, and you go and get the guidance and say, hey, I want to optimize and I want to maximize my chances for success, and I'm going to go ahead and get the help to do this. Or you can just try and do things on your own and then get into chaos. And I've seen this play out so many times over. And then you're in this chaotic situation. You've burned through your savings. You don't have a lot of opportunities now because you're burnt out. You really have, like, your mind is in scatters, so you can't get your shit together and focus to get like a job or get your offer out. And now, like, who can help you? Like, if you want to hire a coach, you can't even pay them. You can't even pay someone to coach you right now because, like, it's not a charity, right? So only God can help you in that situation. So there's always two ways you can make that. You can either choose to get the guidance from a place of power and do the inner work from a place of power, or you can do it when you're in the chaos and learn, like, the hard way, like they used to do it in the old days, rites of passage style. So these are the 5 traps and the 5 mistakes that I see people doing. And my invitation here is for you to be aware of those and to know how to tackle them, and also to seek guidance if you are in any of those stages, because every stage has its own downside. Every stage has its own traps to look out for. And if you're seeing this video, this is a sign from the universe that, hey, use the help, use the guidance when you can afford it, before you fall into the trap and before you get to a point of no return. Because I see so many people make that mistake, and it's like, bro, I can't do anything to help you right now, like, hey, go watch my VSL and maybe get some pointers and some zingers out of it, like, but that's as far as it can go, So if you wanna get in touch and know exactly how I can help you and how I've been able to match my job income and go all in on my business, to travel, to work from anywhere and spend more time with my family, if you want to learn how I do this and how I help my clients scale their SaaS businesses or coaching businesses, reach out and let's talk, and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you have any other suggestions or idea for things to discuss in the future, just holla.